Greetings, it is I, J.K. Mule. How pleasant, how wonderful, how befitting it is for us to receive a word in due season. Well, I am here to share with you a word that I know to be a word in due season. It is meet for a season as such to sustain and to carry us forth into a new land. If many in modern society could hear this word, they would agree and they would nod in affirmation for this word, because this word is a simple word, but it's very provocative and it's needed. It's a word that would shake us up, shake any person up from any sector, because no matter where social location is, this is something that we can open our eyes and just look around and see that it's in effect, see that it's much needed, to see that many of us, if we could just become illuminated and enlightened, if we could just see what is happening around us, it would be far better, and we could affect a lot more individuals if we were just able to. Perverseness therein causes a breach in the spirit. But I want to stop right there. If you are someone that is caught up with connotations and you like to hear fluffy, colorful, picturesque type of illustration words and storylines, I advise you to come off right now. I advise you right now to log off, because this is a real word for some real folks that's in need of some real help. And I know this to be true because I have a mirror right beside this webcam, and I'm looking at it because I'm speaking to my own spirit and unto my own self. So if you are someone who are puffed up, prideful, pecunious, if you are in a place that you feel like you are only here, hallelujah, to judge, and you're only here to correct based on your level of scrutiny, I assure you, please remove thyself. I'll give you 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, thank you. Perverseness therein causes a breach in the spirit. And what has happened, many of us have opened up the door somewhere or another. And what has happened, more things have become attached to our personalities, to our attitudes, to our behaviors. And just to be frank, many of us allowed this label of being called a freak, and we've embraced it until it has now covered us up, and we've embraced it so much to the point now this freak nature has consumed our whole beings. And some of us have unconsciously done it, and what has happened, we've lost ourselves. The thing that we feared the most have come up against us and has taken us over. That little boy that used to speak his way around trouble has now become that pimp. That little girl who used to have been at the playground and used to go to all the jams and the harmless moves that she used to do, but the moves were so skilled that she was able to balance herself on her head. She was able to split and at the same time speak mess to another best friend and still speak mess to that boy and say, no, you can't touch this. Is now the prostitute. Hallelujah. And now what has happened? We have allowed these certain personifications, we've allowed these certain projections, we've allowed these certain pinpoints to now pin us down, and now it's hard for us to now rise above it. Well, I'm here to encourage my brother and my sister. I'm here to even encourage myself, because perversity comes in many forms. It does not just come in a form that we can just easily spot or seize, but you see, perversity comes and perverseness comes in the form of even gaining fame or gaining wealth. It comes in the form of even gaining attention. It comes in the form of us being addicted to being seen, addicted, hallelujah, to being praised, addicted to the acclamation, aggrandization from people around us. Perverseness is a serious thing, and it comes in certain forms. But what has happened, we don't point out the other forms. We just talk about the players, the pimps, and the prostitute, but we've forgotten to talk to you about the paydays and the play days. We've forgotten that even the things that we have seen to be harmless fun, and how the label of being a freak now has caused many individuals. That little boy that calls himself a freak is now that little boy or that little man that is now in the state, hallelujah, that has the chronological age but not the wisdom. And what he sees himself now is being a pimp and a player, hallelujah. And what he sees himself as now, that next little boy that used to hang with a pimp and that player, is now that little boy that is now having homosexual thoughts. That little girl that is now making money, but she's saying that the money is not making her, but she's making the money. What has happened now? She is now that girl or that woman that is struggling to now find a husband, because labels have now labeled her, and because her identification is not known unto her. She's taken on the mask, she's taken on the facade, she's taken on the things that society have now tricked and bamboozled her into taking on, thinking that those sexual moves and those sexual desires, hallelujah, will now just keep her in a place that she will get attention from the people she wants attention from. But now what it has done is scared off, it has frightened, it's pushed away the people she needs the true attention from. What it has done now is stopped her from propelling, and now it's keeping her in a place now because her propensities have now put her down and pinned her to the ground. What has happened now is that this illustration of a door being open to anyone to walk in, for anyone to come in, for anyone to come and take what belongs to these individuals, have now become a reality. When things are exposed in the hood, if it's not tied down, that becomes anyone's possession. And the trick of the enemy was making you claim and harness that thing that we found to be very childlike and simple, but in turn it was very detrimental. You are not a freak, nor is it acceptable to say you have freakish desires or freakish ways. And because you are skilled in certain arenas and avenues, it is not safe for you to say you're freaky. In fact, to have a freakish way about you, there is nothing charming, there is nothing splendiferous about it, there is nothing attractive or appealing about it. To have a desire as such is not a good thing, but it can be tweaked and turned into a good thing when you've received that good thing. That little boy has now allowed more things, more demons, more corruption to come in. And what has happened, because that little boy was a faithless boy, he has now taken control of his own way. And that little girl has done the same thing, because that little girl, just like that little boy, is unsatisfied by the things they're getting. And what has happened, that freaky nature of yours is always lusting after more. that lewdness grows and it festers like poison in the earth. It grows and it festers out of control. And that's why a lot of times, you may not know it, but a little boy and little girl now finds himself being confused because your door is open. You've allowed so many mixture of this different aromas, so much mixture of different scents, the different things that comes in, these different colors and these different blends into your house, that now you have become confused because there is no stability, and you've become a double-minded person. There's no stability because within that one house there is no order. So now you find yourself having thoughts of homosexual things. You have ideals that are messed up, and now you find yourself not being quenched of your thirst when you converse with people of opposite genders, and you find yourself wanting more wealth, and you find yourself not being satisfied with the workout that you're doing. You find yourself not being satisfied with the different institutions, the jobs, the organizations, the social circles that you may have. You find yourself always being empty, and that moment of pleasure seems like it's starting to dissipate rather fastly, and you find yourself now wandering on the outside seeking much more, but you're not going to find it because that freakish nature have now consumed you and has now overwhelmed you to the point that you are losing your mind, you are losing yourself, and now you just want to be filled, so that you find yourself now on the outside, and the cycle is perpetuating, and you're losing yourself more and more. People are talking about you. Now you yourself you're talking about yourself, and now you find yourself in a place that you're alone and you're so separated, and it's like your limbs are being pulled from one, hallelujah, pole to the another, and you feel a tugging and your spirit is at war. Well, that's what has happened, and I'm here to now speak this word so that you can come into realization, and I speak illumination unto you right now. Yes, it's hard right now. You feel like you are too deep in this mire, you're too deep in this mess, and too much people know your dirty laundry. Too much people see your skeleton because you walk on the outside with your skeleton showing. A matter of fact, as you're walking, people see your scars and they see that you're bleeding. But I'm here to tell you the end has not come. A matter of fact, I've come to tell you that there is life, and because there is life in you, there is an opportunity, and this is the opportune time for you now to make this shift. How you do it? You start to speak it. How you do it? Oh, simply said. Oh, I hear that. Oh, I thought you was going to give me something deep. You have to reject that label that you have now worn on your head. Man, I see it on you. It's not on your back, it's on your forehead. You see it every morning, and you have accepted this label. That's just who I am. I can't help it. I've tried before, and I've slipped up and I've messed up. Well, I'm here to tell you the devil is a liar, and I'm in agreement with you because I believe in you. I believe in your transition, and I believe ultimately in your transformation, because it can come just like this. Hallelujah. It took a while before all those things became amalgamated, before those things become augmented, but I'm here to tell you it takes a moment of you shifting your mindset. It takes that moment of you believing in yourself and rejecting those things that everyone has put on you and what you put on yourself. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Man, you are royalty. You are loyalty, and you are able to receive the scepter. You are able to receive that crown that you have cast aside. You are able to pick that crown up and polish it. Matter of fact, pick it up now. Breathe on it. wipe that thing off and put that thing back on. It doesn't matter if they don't see the shift in you. It's just a matter of time before the fruits manifest. And you see, this is the thing that you have to remember. When you change, everyone around you will not believe it, and everyone around you will not receive it. Everyone around you will not love it. Matter of fact, some people rejoice in the fact that you are battered, broken, and disgusted. Many people rather see you in the dust. But I'm here to tell you, allow them to lick the dust that you have risen out of. You are above that. You are above that. And I'm here to just expose that lie of the enemy. You are not a freak. Yes, you can please your significant other, and you will be able to please, for some of you who are unmarried, you'll be able to please your significant other. But I'm here to tell you, do not allow that label upon yourself. And do not allow the lies to become yours. Do not hold on to those bands, those chains, and those fetters that people have put you in, and what you and your mistakes have allowed you to get tumbled and stumbled up into. You are free, and because you are free, let your liberation be known unto all. Speak it out loud. Proclaim it. Don't hide it. You are free. You are saved. You are delivered. You are set free from the bondage that you just had even earlier today. This is your morning season. I don't care what the time says. This is your light of day. It's breaking right now. You are holding fast to that angel, and you are wrestling. And you may come out with some bruise. You may come out with a dislocated hip. You may come out with your eyes, hallelujah, being wounded. You may come out with a missing tooth. But I assure you, the glory of the Lord will be upon you, because you are now stepping in to your kingship. You are now stepping in to your place of being a woman of virtuosity. You are now stepping into that place, hallelujah, that you are now called to be that woman, that Nubian goddess. You are now called to wear that ruby, to wear that fine jewel. You are now called to be that person that is praised within the gates. You, sir, are now called to sit upon that seat, and now be, oh God, be able to be blessed, because people will be pouring into your bosom, because you are procuring a favor, and because of your goodness, because you seek more, you seek better, because you are now seeking, hallelujah, to see, hallelujah, people being served and helped. People are now going to bless you. You are now to receive. You're about to receive, hallelujah, suck from the breast of the Gentiles. You are now receiving things, mysteries and treasures. I'm speaking it into your life. You are now stepping into a place that you are a living testimony, and now you're able to help those that are still stuck in it. So now go back to pull them out with the strength that God has given you and the mandate that is at hand. I believe in